National Championship post-game news conference. Before we begin, here are a few reminders. Please silence all electronic devices. As a reminder, ASAP will provide the transcript of our press conferences tonight. Following the coach's opening remarks, we will take questions for the coach. Once we've finished with the coach's questions, we will then take questions for the players. We do have microphone holders positioned throughout the room, and please give us your name and affiliation before asking your question. We are joined by Georgia head coach Kirby Smart, Nick Chubb, Sony Michel. Coach, we'll start with an opening statement from you.
Yeah, this was an incredible opportunity for the University of Georgia. It's our privilege to represent the institution, our fans and players, in what I think is one of the greatest events in all of sports, college football playoff system. We thank the committee for the treatment they gave us here in Atlanta and also out in Pasadena. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank President Moorhead and Greg McGarry showing support in our team and our program and investing in us. We told our team that this game wouldn't be decided by past traditions or anything else. It was going to be decided by performances that were happening on the field. And our guys performed on the field, competed. I can't say enough about the remarkable senior class. These two young men sitting next to me, they meant more to Georgia than yards. A lot of heart and soul, a lot of fire. Sony and Michel came over and talked to the group several times during the game, inspired those guys. But in overtime, we didn't finish when we had to, and Alabama did. And to give them credit, but I think everybody can see that Georgia's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'm very proud of this team and this university, and we're not going anywhere.
Again, let us open it up for questions for Coach. Please raise your hand and we'll get you the microphone. Questions for Coach. We'll start down here in the very front.
Chuck Oliver, 680 The Fan. Looking back now, your first experience in a playoff or a national championship game as a head coach, how was it different than when you were a coordinator, and were there any surprises in this position?
Not really any surprises. I think that it obviously helped a lot having done that from a coordinator's position, so we saw how to manage the turnaround, the quick turnaround, the recovery for the team, how much to practice, how to travel, where to practice. There's a lot of things that go into the decision-making process that I thought really helped having done that before. Obviously, the first time, managing games from head coaching positions, making decisions on going for it, punting the ball, those are different, but not a whole lot different, to be honest with you, being head coach from being defense coordinator.
Take our next question back over here to our right.
Brandon Adams from Dog Nation. They go to 2 in the second half at quarterback. Was that something you expected to see in this game?
Yeah, absolutely. We had talked long about it and talked about how the ways we'd play him. He had played enough snaps. We'd seen him on tape. We told about it at halftime. There was no question that they were going to him because they were struggling and they needed some momentum. And he provided them some juice and got them some momentum, got the momentum swung back their way. And he's a good player. He's got confidence in his arm. He scrambles and makes plays, throws the ball downfield. A really talented freshman. I mean, he reminds you of Jake with a lot of the things he did. He's got poise in the pocket, and he made the plays when he had to.
We'll continue with questions for Coach. Again, questions for Coach. Take one right over here, center of the aisle.
Coach, Bill Bender, Sporting News. Obviously, with Jake tonight, he hit a bunch of third downs, hits the 80-yard touchdown pass. I mean, just talk about his performance in this spot as a freshman.
Yeah, Jake's a special kid. He's a gamer. He understands the game of football. He sees spacing on the field. He sees guys open. Very accurate passer. I mean, I think if you want to find out about Jake Fromm, go ask those guys on the other side of the ball, and they'll tell you, because that's a really good defense he just went against. And these guys over here pounded the rock, had some hard, tough, earned yards. I mean, that is as physical, as big a defense as there is, and Jake Fromm really did some nice things in the game, and he continues to grow. I mean, he had some fresh mistakes. You can't take a sack in that situation, and Rodrigo bailed him out, and then, throwing the ball into the helmet and getting the interception was tough, but he certainly kept us in the game with his decision-making.
Go over here to our left in the middle.
Coach Brad Fralick with WYFF-TV in Greenville, South Carolina. What was the mindset going into overtime? Obviously, you guys were in this position just a week ago, having to go into overtime.
Yeah, mindset in overtime is pretty much common across college football. You want to play defense first. We've lost every coin toss we've had. We lost the one before the game against Pasadena. We lost the one in overtime in Pasadena. We lost the one before this game, and we lost the one in overtime. So we got to get some new guys to call the coin toss out there or something. But you want to play defense first, and you want to find out what the other team's got. Fortunately, we got a good field goal kicker who drilled it, had ice in his veins, and made a huge kick that I'll never forget to put us in a situation to have a chance to win. And then we couldn't close it out defensively.
Right down here in the front on our left.
Coach, David Friedlander, Gwinnett Daily Post, kind of expanding on a couple of things you mentioned here about Jake and his growth and the fact that Georgia's not going anywhere. Obviously it hurts for the seniors, but what do you feel like you learned from a game like this for your underclassmen to be able to come back stronger with that, or is that something that you don't even think about for a couple of days yet?
Yeah, I don't really know. I do know this, and I want to say this. The standard's been set by these young men right here. I can't put into words what these seniors mean. But we're running out of the tunnel tonight. This guy over here next to me, 27, comes by me and says, I'll go anywhere with you, and I'll follow you anywhere, and I'll fight for you because I believe in you. And that meant more to me than anything. The way he practices, the way he's in every meeting, the way he carries himself, the way Sony Michel affects players on our team, Isaiah Wynn, Roquan, all these guys have been incredible leaders. And if we have that kind of leadership, there's no doubt. There's no sky's the limit because these guys are hungry. I just hope the younger class doesn't take it for granted that it's just going to happen. You got to make it happen, and they've got to believe that.
Right down here in the very front on our right.
Coach, before the season, I know externally, myself included, a lot of questions about the offensive line and going against Alabama. I mean, most seasons they're the gold standard in the front seven. How pleased were you with the offensive line, the development through the season, but especially tonight going against that bunch?
Yeah, that's a big, thick bunch. Our offensive line fought. Isaiah Wynn fought. Lamont Galliard fought. Kendall Baker, they fought tooth and nail. They hammered. And I'm just sick. I'm sick for these kids. They deserve to win. Sonny Michel made some runs tonight. I mean, I'm talking about just willed himself to 5 and 6 yards. And we talked about that 5 and 6 yard runs are really good against these guys. And the offense did an incredible job of doing that.
Any final questions for Coach? Oh, we've got one back up here on the riser.
Greg Collier, Action Sports and News. Coach, you came out today seemingly passing the ball more. Was that out of respect for their defense and you just knew that you needed more passing yards if you were going to win this thing?
Yeah, I don't know if they're first in the country on rush defense, I don't know, but they got big physical guys up front. It's hard to run the ball against Alabama. It's really tough. That's what makes them great. They've got depth in the front. Nick does a tremendous job recruiting defensive linemen, and they make it really hard to run the ball. So we wanted to be able to throw it, loosen them up. Thought Jake did a good job, and then in the end, we were able to run the ball some. When it mattered most and counted most, we couldn't close it out and run the ball for some first downs. It probably hurt us.
Last call for questions for Coach. Thank you very much. We'll let you head back.
Oh, thank you.
All right, we'll take questions for the players. Again, let us get you the microphone. Give us your name and affiliation. Question for the players. We'll start right here to our left.
Dean Legge from Dog Post, both y'all, this is the last time y'all have those jerseys on. What does it mean to y'all to play for this team, and how tough was this tonight?
It means a lot. It's been a long journey. It's been an honor. University of Georgia just provided so much for us. Coach Smart, as our head coach, he let the leaders lead. He let this be our team. Whatever we need, he provided. So I can't really thank him so much. And it's been a great journey.
Yeah, man, it's just a blessing to be able to play for University of Georgia. So many great people we've met through the past 4 years, and great teammates like Sony and great coaching styles. Coach Rick, Coach Smart, those guys. It's a blessing to play for great coaches and meet amazing new people, man, and something that I know we'll never forget.
Go over here, let us know your name and affiliation and who your question's for.
I'm Brandon Adams from DogNation.com. This is for both you guys. There were a lot of former players watching the game today. It's conceivable that both of y'all could be back as former players watching Georgia in a national championship game in the future. How much pride do you take in the fact that maybe this is going to build into something big in the future and y'all were a part of that, a part of the foundation building, Coach Smart's second year? How much pride do y'all take in that?
A lot. We try to set the standard high so our younger guys can know, where to take it from here. We fell short today, and I think guys that's coming back understand what it's going to take plus more to get back here.
Yeah, it's a special place at Georgia, man. You see guys coming back that's playing in the league, come back to support us, and I know we feel the same way, man. It's amazing here at Georgia and a lot of support around this area.
Right back over here, again on our left.
Dean Legge again. For both y'all, how tough was it to get yards in the second half? It seemed like y'all had a fair amount of momentum and never could either get the first down or get the next field goal or touchdown.
It's just a lack of execution. We had times where we were executing well, and we had times where we wasn't. And in the second half, we had a lot of times where we wasn't. And I think that's what really hurt us.
Yeah, we didn't do a good job of finishing. We had some drives, we had all the momentum, we ended up punting the ball, and that hurts us, the momentum. And that's a great defense we went up against. So a lot of respect for them, what they do. A lot of big bodies up front, makes it hard to run. But at the end of the day, it comes down to just us not executing well.
We're going to stay over here on our left.
Brad Fralick, WFF-TV in Greenville, South Carolina. Because you guys were in an overtime situation just a week ago out at the Rose Bowl, when Alabama tied it and got it to overtime, did you guys still feel confident you could win this game, given that you did it just a week ago?
Yes, we are very confident in one another. We're confident in our coaches, we're confident in our staff, and we're confident in our players. So there was no doubt in our mind that we was going to go out there and win that game.
Yeah, I know this team would never stop believing, man. Even whenever I kicked the field goal, man, we just, to win the game, we knew that something was going to happen in our favor, and they ended up missing it. And we had our chance to win the game, but we didn't get it done. But we never stopped believing.
Any more questions for the players? Thank you both.